Alright, fellow sleuths, time to take a look at the second episode of the day, which is The Scourge of the Forgotten Rune. Nick wakes up in his car with dirt on his face. He wanders through the woods before hitchhiking to Nancy's house. He doesn't recognize Nancy when she opens the door. At the yacht club, Celia tells Ray that Nancy is his daughter, showing him DNA proof. She hasn't told Everett yet if she wants to make sure that Ryan didn't know about her existence until now, but assures him she will take care of it. At the Drew house, Nancy tells Bess that Nick has amnesia, so he doesn't know who he or anyone else is. They tell Nick he's a millionaire from Florida who got into trouble. Bess checks in on Ace, who is still trying to figure out what the box means, as his parents have one like it. Nancy finds runic stones in Nick's jeans. Ryan texts Nancy and Carson to tell them that Celia knows. Ryan is panicking as he fears that Everett will kill her if he finds out, but Nancy thinks they're being dramatic. Carson tells her about the will, to which Ryan warns that she wouldn't be the first family member to be pushed off the slopes. Meanwhile, Ace talks to his mother, but she hasn't seen Nick lately. He asks about the box, which Thom had made. At the Claw, Ace snaps at Grant when Grant warns that there is food on the pan. Bess and Ace talk about his half-brother, but she thinks he should just ask his father about it. Thom arrives with the police looking for Nick, as Aristotle Phillips was murdered outside the Historical Society when Nick's phone found at the scene along with his truck leaving the scene. Nick eavesdrops on the conversation, so George hurries him out a window. They look at photos of the crime scene and see that Aristotle has huge gash marks along with the runic stones next to the body. The stones belong to Vikings, while Nancy believes Nick left a trail behind for them to follow. As they examine Nick's truck, he begins to remember things about being a mechanic. They find a machine from Archive Box 45 attached to the engine, which means substance is spun of the globe, and when the globe is being released through the fan. A woman had made it to cure her husband's dementia with 2 globes, to remember and forget. Nancy shows them the slash marks on the bed of the truck that matches Aristotle's. George gives Nick the machine for him to remember. When he does, he tells them all to leave as something is coming for him and will come again. He tells George to trust him and go. A creature watches Nick from the woods. He turns on the truck again and forgets his memory once again, which makes the creature vanish. Drew arrived to pick up Nick to find out he's erased his memory again. They take Nick to see Carson, who serves as his lawyer, without interviewing Nick about his life, but Nick doesn't remember anything about his life, such as his cousin being deaf or fixing wobbly cars for Thom. Nick admits he doesn't know if he killed Aristotle, but he also doesn't remember his criminal history. Carson tells Nick about how he killed a man in self-defense and was here 2 years for manslaughter. Nick becomes emotional as he doesn't remember. Nancy, Ace, Bess, and George look at Aristotle's enemies and find the video of Nancy and George. Ace finds an IP address for Aristotle's roommate, Mark Matter, who has created hate bots. Nancy is for a meeting with Celia Hudson. She tells Celia she doesn't want the company, but Celia tells her she can't sign away the company. And Celia believes that Nancy has tried to expedite the process by having Everett arrested. Nancy panics and turns the truck on, which releases the gas. George and Ace visit Mark and find the Viking runes and information at the apartment. At the Claw, George and Nick discuss no one telling him that he killed someone. She doesn't know how to tell him about the trauma. Celia and Nancy arrive with Celia's memory gone. Bess and Ace find information about a Viking dig site that she wants them to look at. Ryan arrives and Nancy tells him about erasing Celia's memory, but that he needs to watch over her. A couple of hundred Vikings settled in Maine before they died for an unknown reason, leaving remnants of a creature that they worshipped behind, but no name, as the researchers believe the creature they worshipped turned on them. The creature turned on the archaeologists and then Aristotle. Ace finds Aristotle's journal, which has a page ripped out. Nancy reads the name. They wake up with complete amnesia. They examine the truck to find the machine again. They also find the Claw and enter, finding notes about their lives in a billboard, but notes that the title of the creature kills anyone who knows its name. Ace and Bess talk to which she learns she's into girls. They watch the video on Nancy's phone, with attempt 5 having gone wrong. They try to spray the creature with holy water, but it didn't work. They plan to try again. They wake up in the lot with amnesia. Slingshot steak knives to Noberg, and Ace left Ace with a damaged leg. And they tried again over and over, but still remember nothing. The ideas become crazier. with the Drew crew leaving, just as Celia arrives with donuts for Nancy. The women dance in the restaurant together, declaring that they like each other. The exorcism still goes strong, so they repeat the process. They go to the club to watch a video Nancy telling them everything that happened, but that they continue to fail. This was his last one, so if they can't kill it this time, they will have to give up and never restore their memories. Odette takes over George's body to tell them to give up. She made a vow to keep George alive, so she wants them to stop fighting before they die. Nancy gives the Drew crew a pep talk. Nancy looks over the attempts to find the marks were smaller. They all knew its name versus when Nick knew its name. She thinks it gets less powerful when more people know its name. Bess learned how to translate the Viking language and learned that the Vikings were dying of an illness. The group deduces that when hundreds of Vikings knew the creature's name was weak and inactive, they need a lot of people to know its name. Bess tells everyone together their devices to broadcast the name across social media. He goes first by using the device to lure the creature away to buy them time. She goes first by using the device to lure the creature away to buy them time. Nick remembers tonight the Historical Society where Aristotle frantically looks for the machine as the creature is coming and he needs to forget. He accidentally slips the name of the creature before spilling the runic stones. Nick sees Aristotle be killed by the creature and unlocks the boxes, saving himself moments before it's too late. Whenever his memories are restored, George and Nick kiss before fleeing together, see the Grimmathorn in the parking lot. Ace records the creature for Bess as they blast it across social media. Ace hacks Mark's troll body networks to make the tweets go viral. The Grimmathorn attacks Nick and Bess hide in the Historical Society. As the retreats rise, the creature grows weaker and turns back into a totem. They lock the Grimmathorn in an archive box. Nancy tells Scourge about using the device to room Celia's memories, but she worries that she's more Hudson than Drew. He tells her that she's a Drew at heart. She asks him to come home and he agrees by hugging her tightly. Ray wants Nancy to be sure about bringing Celia's memory back, but Nancy is hopeful that the nice sweet lady she knew was still in there. Celia, as Nancy sit by her, thinks Nancy, being her granddaughter, would be wonderful. Ace tells Thom about Nick's innocence, but it doesn't matter as the security footage doesn't lie, or the fact that the security system confirmed Nick was in a different room when Aristotle died. Thom let him ramble because he missed it. Ace is about to tell his father about his half-brother, but his mom calls that dinner is ready. Nancy asks Celia not to tell Everett about her, but she feels like she has to. Nancy assures Celia that she can be trusted, and Celia agrees to see how that goes. Nick and George sit in his truck, and she understands that he needs space at times. He opens up about being in juvie and how he taught himself to need less. He's ready to get a place of his own with her, which she agrees. He wants Carson's old loft, but decides to buy the whole building. Grant arrives at the open house and gives Ace the other half of the photo, revealing that he is Ace's brother who needs help. So let's take a look at some trivia surrounding this episode. Writer Katie Shorts live tweeted the episode from the Nancy Drew writer's account. Nancy's scarf and jacket combination was one of Kennedy McMahon's favorites. I can see why. So overall, I think this episode is kind of interesting, and yeah, the whole thing of everyone losing their memories and trying again and again is kind of interesting. So yeah, I like all the different ways they try to get rid of it. So yeah. So overall, I give The Scourge of the Forgotten Rune 4 Deerstalkers out of 5. Well, anyway, tune in by this way to the final episode of the day, The Trail of the Missing Witness. So until then, remember everyone, the game's afoot.